You said that one show in particular at the Joe House changed your life?
Yeah, I remember like I was saying before, like one time I tried to see the Murder City Devils and the Black Halos, and they're my favorite band, and I couldn't go. And then a couple months later, the Halos played, and like because I grew up in Vermont and I worked at like a punk rock club, and like it was like punk rock hardcore, and like I was really into grunge. But I love the Halos, and the first time I saw them, it was like the most rock and roll thing I'd ever seen in my life. Like Billy was rolling around on the ground, like covered in blood. He was like, there's glass everywhere. Like he's spitting in people's faces. Like he's like making out with all these girls, like on stage. And I've never seen anything. That was the first time I ever saw anything like that in my life. And like I left there and I was like, fuck all this hardcore bullshit, like and all this stuff. I'm like, and that's where like rock and roll like became huge part of my, and like that show, like yeah, and then I became like best friends with all of them, and
right,
the show was like, yeah, changed my life.
In this course I'm taking, we talk about classifying like what does rock and roll mean to you? So you're saying that night introduced
like,
you to rock,
like a lot of like, I mean there's rock and roll,
yeah,
like, that was just like dirty raw like it's just like dirty, like
right,
just like fun, just drunken, like it just makes you want to like you don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Like so punk rock, like but like punk rock in a different way than I'd seen before.
Right.
Like I'd seen a lot of punk rock, but this was completely different. And I'd seen a lot of rock bands before too, but like just that
the setting
show,
and the
like,
events. Yeah.
That show was like probably one of the top 5 times in my life that's been like life changing.
Right.
So, yeah.
And yeah, I've heard like about the decor of that place was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, they had like there was like these awesome Johnny Crack mural.
Yeah.
There was like a Johnny Crack one, and there was Dirty Donnie, who's like pretty big famous artist now. Like he did like stuff for Metallica. He designed the shirts and stuff.
He designed some of that place?
Yeah, he had like a huge mural.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And then it was just like red and black, kind of dirty. There was like the dirtiest couches. I like this.
Because I read like a Gazette article about the Switch, like the ownership switch, and there was apparently it was designed like a prison, like it had like a prison decor originally.
Did it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Well, no, that was the Castelli brothers takeover. So
they had like, I remember at the beginning, before I was there, the stage was in the front, and then like where the patio was, and like now the stage was at the end. There was like a dirty pool table. There was like dirty like back room. It was like dirty and awesome, and that patio ruled. And I mean, I've had some of the best nights ever in my life there. So
nice to hear.
Awesome.
Thanks.